あの夢に誓う君を守るようだ
Guys, we're back finally. I know I haven't done one of these in a long time actually. And actually today this is not a bonus puppy. This is a new segment we're doing called Puppy Classic Reviews, where it'll probably just be me going and reviewing these old classic shows. Not necessarily some will be from like 1980s to 90s, early 90s, but some are just like late 2000s and maybe some people haven't seen. And I've kind of gotten into like digging up these old shows and watching them. So I figured I'd do a segment on them, and there'd be something different maybe not everybody's doing. So hope you guys enjoy it. The first show up I'll be doing is called Agent. This is actually a 3-season show, or 3-series show anyway. It's called Agent Aika. Agent Aika R16 Virgin Mission. The show is OVA. It's actually an OVA. It came out in 2007 and there's only 3 episodes. Aika, the main girl's name is Aika. She's the like treasure hunter type girl. It's her friend Karen, who's kinda mysterious. She doesn't really say much. Don't really know what her background is. And then there's also Eri, who is the girl who's ready to go and get it. She takes no caution. She does whatever she wants to when she does it. And everything else comes later. Whatever happens, happens. That's the basic of the show. And they're kind of part of a treasure club at school. And the whole point is the treasure club going to like search out treasure on a mysterious island and place like that. And there's also a teacher she's over the treasure club. Her name is, hold on a second, it is Recycle, my bad, Recycle. And she actually becomes the villain of the series once they get to where they're going to get the treasure. She turns out to be the bad guy, and she has minions, and other girls who are her minions, and they fight Aika and all of them, and the fight scenes in the show, I get that in a minute. She fights them and tries to kidnap Karen, but that doesn't work, and so you can already see how it's playing out. That she's gonna be the main villain probably in the other 2 series also, and it's kind of just building up toward those. Okay, the pros of this series. The story's decent. The story is not a great story, but it's not a bad story. It's pretty decent. There's 3 girls who are in the treasure club who get betrayed by their teacher, and then try to figure out the mystery behind Karen, which is a pretty good story. And that's a pretty good story. Then also there's fighting in this series. The fighting in this series is pretty solid. It's solid fighting. There's the fighting in the 3rd episode is the best fighting there is, because there's, I don't want to spoil it, but there's some more other girls. There's also a big giant girl that comes in, and it's a really good fight scene. Really good fight scenes. So the fighting in this show is definitely legit fighting. And also, what else? The character's likable. Aika is your typical girl who just wants to be a treasure hunter. Eri is the one who, she wants to be famous. She wants that recognition. She wants that, like, being famous for being a treasure hunter. And then there's Karen, who's just, she's your friend who's kind of shy in the background, but she has your back when you need it. And she kind of just wants to find out about herself and just where she's going. So the characters are very likable characters. Okay, cons of this series. Cons, it is 90% fan service. Possibly 99% fan service. It's a lot of fan service. There's panty shots and panty shots, and more panty shots, and even more panty shots, and then panty shots on top of those panty shots, and then more panty shots. It's just, they never stop. Like, there's not so much boob service as there is just panty shots. It's panty shots galore. And the problem is, it's like, when they're fighting, the fighting is good, but then when they defeat someone, the girl always falls face down, butt in the air. To be PG with it, face down, butt in the air. And it's like, okay, even when they were fighting inside of, I want to say a house they were fighting, and the girl fell off the sofa, face down, butt up. It's like, is that really necessary? Is it really necessary to fall down, face down, butt up every time? And then when even they were doing simple things, they were on the ship and they were doing simple things like looking over Aika's shoulder to see what she was looking at, pan shot. Eri fell down one time, pan shot. There's a bunch of times where the girls are just naked for no reason. They're just naked to be naked, and it's like, it's not called for. Like, if they could dial down the fan service from 90% to, I don't know, maybe 60%, it would be better. It would be completely better, because the fan service, it kind of ruins it after a while because it's distracting. There's a pain shot almost every 10 to 15 seconds. There's a pain shot, and they're just randomly in there for no reason at all. They're not needed. They could cut out. There's 3 episodes. They could cut out 5 to 6 pain shots an episode, and it would be perfect. Because there's no need for it. Like I said, even with the fighting, if you want to show pain shots while they're falling down during the fights, I'm okay with that. But when the fight's over, don't just have them laying on the ground, butt up in the air, for no reason. Like, why? It's not called for. So that's the main con with this series. It's just entirely too many pain shots. Entirely too many. And yeah, that's basically the whole main con. My con with this is that it's just too much fan service. Entirely too much. One joke they make during the show is that when Aika first joins the club, it's nothing but girls, and she thinks that it's a lesbian club. And she's like, they make little references, and she's like, is it that kind of club? But then they kind of shy away from that until the 3rd episode, when at the very end, when they defeat the other bad guys. Ari's taking Karen out of the building they're in. She has her on her shoulder, and she grabs on the butt, and she makes a reference like how nice it is or whatever. And Aika's like, I guess it's a kind of club. And so that was a little joke in there that maybe Aries kind of gay, maybe she's lesbian, but they never really reference it too much, but only twice. That was a little inside joke in there. And that's basically the series, because it ends with them defeating the bad guys, getting back to the school, and now they know that the teacher, they know that she's the villain, but they kind of have an understanding that you don't say what we did and we don't say what you did, and it's kind of a mutual understanding there that if anybody says anything, then a war breaks out, pretty much. So there's 2 more series. I plan on watching the 2nd series next, and then I'll watch the last one after that. I want to watch the whole complete set and see where this show goes. So like I said, it's Agent Aika. I'm not sure where you can watch it. I watched it on the fan sub site. It is dubbed though. It's dubbed anime. I watched it on a fan sub site. So maybe you can find it somewhere on a dub site somewhere, because it is in English. So I say, if you, especially with this one, if you have time to waste, they're only 30-minute episodes. If you have time to watch 3 episodes of a show, check it out. The fighting is good. The story is okay. But the pain shots do get overwhelming after a while. And that's the main problem with the show. There's too many pain shots, and they were not needed. So that's Agent Aika. This is the first in many to come of Puppy Classic reviews. Hope you guys enjoy them. And thanks for watching. Maho out.